You ever see a deck or a card and you're just like, absolutely not. But we're professional, so we gotta play it anyway. At least I use the word professional super loosely, but yeah, that's where we are. Hey everybody, Nick from 9Card TCG, and today we're going to be playing I don't know why I'm playing this. It's a Dialga VStar deck, and this won the On Guard qualifier, the Guard Gauntlet qualifier, and it was piloted by Gabriel Samedo, so congratulations to Gabriel for the win, and I guess we'll look at Dialga VStar, because it's won a few events, and I guess that's what it's come down to. But before we get into the video, if you haven't already, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and leave a like and a comment. Those things tell YouTube this is a good channel and other people should watch it. If you're in the market for some TCG accessories, I'm affiliated with Dragon Shield, so you can use the link in the video description. Get yourself some awesome Dragon Shield matte sleeves. They're the only ones I use. You show up to regionals looking and feeling like a pro. Lastly, if you want to support the channel a little bit more directly, you can use the join button. Click, see all the different perks you get for becoming a YouTube member, but none of that's ever expected. Just you being here watching is enough for me. Now, with all that said, let's head over to PTCGO, where we can take a look at this winning Dialga deck. Two words that I feel like shouldn't go together. I think the most surprising part of this is that I had all of the cards ready to go to build this deck. Dialga V is something we have to look at. Metal coating attached up to 2 metal energies from your discard pile to this Pokemon. It's okay. 220 health. Palkia might be able to one-shot this. Arceus with the Choice Belt and a double turbo Zigzagoon Pain can one-shot this. So not a lot of fire in the format at the moment, so you really don't have to worry about getting hit for weakness. Temporal Rupture, 3 metals and a colorless, 182 retreat cost. Fine. The grass resistance is a little nice, because you may come across a thing like a Delmise or a Hisuian Lilligans or V, something like that. So having grass resistance isn't the worst thing in the world. I don't know how much it'll help, but the V-Star has 280 health, a retreat cost of 3. So evolving into this thing, you do gain 1 retreat cost. So keep that in mind. If you attach an Air Balloon to the V, you no longer have free retreat with the V-Star. Metal Blast for a colorless energy. It does 40 damage plus 40 more damage for each metal energy attached to this Pokemon. It's fine. It can be really useful if you can power this thing up, and that's kind of what this deck looks to do. Star Chronos has 4 metals and a colorless as the attack cost. It's your V-Star power, does 220 damage, but after you use it, you get to skip your opponent's turn and take a full second turn. Powering this thing up is the challenge. So the idea is you Star Chronos into something, take ideally a KO, get a full second turn. Now you have a bunch of energies on this thing. You attach 1 more for turn. You got 6 metal energies on this thing. Metal Blast is hitting pretty hard, enough to put a ton of damage onto a Pokemon V or V-Star if you're not straight up KOing them. Zacian V here is a little bit of a draw supporter, secondary attacker, can do some big damage if we can power it up pretty easily early in the game by using the Intrepid Sword ability, which lets you draw the top 3 cards of your deck, and if any metal energies are there, you go ahead and attach them directly to this Pokemon. Brave Blade for 3 metal energies is going to knock out any V that's put in your way, so it could be a way to, just take an easy prize, KO something, just be able to move a little bit. How this engine works is there's a couple of pieces here. Mysterious Tail Mew is one of those very important pieces. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, look at the top 6 cards of your deck, reveal an item card from there, put it into your hand, and then shuffle the other cards back into your deck. It might not seem super great, but when you have 4 of them like we do, and we have 4 Scoop Up Nets, and we have switches and air balloons, we can constantly be pivoting between Mews so that we can find all the item cards we need for that turn to, say, Ultra Ball some metal energies into the discard pile and then sauce them over to something and just kind of keep things moving. We can go ahead and find a Battle VIP Pass pretty easily. Start putting a bunch of Pokemon on the bench, get some more Mews, get a Greninja. Use Greninja, put more energy in the discard, draw more cards, find another Scoop Up Net, pull the Mew out of the active, put a new one in there, use Mysterious Tail again. Like, you can constantly cycle. You have Trekking Shoes to draw cards, and if you don't like the first card you draw, you just dump it, you just discard it and draw another card. And so you all these ways to get Metal Energies into the discard so that we can go ahead and Metal Saucer and power up this Dialga is really important. Now, one of the things we have to keep in mind is, of course, that one, this engine requires a brain. This is not the easiest thing to do. That's step one. Step two is that it's very easy to utilize or kind of run or burn through all your resources super early because you're trying to find all those pieces you need. And if you're not careful, if you continue down that rabbit hole, you might really put yourself in a situation where, like, man, okay, I powered this thing up, but now what am I going to do? I discarded my Switch with Trekking Shoes. I discarded these things with Trekking Shoes. I, discarded everything with Ultra Ball and Quick Ball so I can get more Mews in play. It's like, I have nothing else to do. You gotta be really careful. I mean, this deck doesn't really care too much about that because the idea is, yeah, you want to discard stuff so you can build up your board super, super fast. Just be a little conscious of what you're doing. We do have Pyukumuku with the Pitch a Pyukumuku ability. Once your turn, if this card's in your hand, you may reveal it, put it to the bottom of your deck, and if you do, draw a card. You can't do this more than once in a turn. So you can't use Pyukumuku to draw a card, and then Quick Ball, find Pyukumuku again to put it to the bottom to draw another card. You can't do that. It'd be pretty wild if you could. Radiant Greninja here, we're only using this for the concealed cards. Ability, discard an energy card from your hand and draw 2 cards. It's really useful because Metal Saucer is a very good card. Speaking of, you could take a Metal Energy from your discard and attach it to one of your benched Metal Pokemon. So we can power up our Dialga, our Zacian, and we do have this other Dialga here from Celebrations with the Temporal Backflow ability, or I guess it's an attack. For a single Metal Energy, put a card from your discard back into your hand. Really, really useful. You don't see that much Marnie anymore, so, could be kind of useful. Metal Blast is also I don't know how often you're going to be powering this thing up, but you could Metal Blast if you needed to attack with this. Kind of take out a Blissey. Since we don't have water energies to power up Greninja here, we can go ahead and use this Dialga to take care of a Blissey, but you're kind of, I mean, man, you need to get at least 3 Metal Energies onto this thing to KO a Blissey without a cape. And we don't have Tool Scrapper, so that we, can't get rid of that cape if we have it, and if you do, you're in a little bit of trouble because you probably have a big bench, and they're going to be hitting you for quite a bit with Route, but that's not the point. The point is we also have something like Hisuian Heavy Ball. It's going to allow us to do 2 things. Get a basic Pokemon from our prizes, put it into our hand, and it also lets us look at our prizes. So prize checking has never been easier than with this card. So I was a little harsh on it at first, I didn't really care for it, but the more I've seen it and used it, I've kind of grown on it a little bit. Ultra Ball, Quick Ball, Switch, they're really familiar cards. Avery is really nice so you don't take auto losses to things like Reggie, even though it might be not an auto loss, but it's just good for disrupting your opponent's bench, drawing a few cards. We do have some Marnies of our own. We do have a couple of Boss's Orders, some Energy Searches, Escape Ropes. There's not a ton here. Most of it is Pokemon Search, the Pokemon themselves, and then ways to just discard energy cards. We have 11 Metal Energies. That's quite a bit. But yeah, I'm excited to give this a go. I have not played, not only have I not played Dialga, but I haven't played any turbo deck like this. So I don't expect it to go super well, but we'll go ahead and see how it does. Going into game number 1, let's see what we got here. We're gonna go Tails because Tails never fails until it does. That's just how it goes. So we're probably gonna be going second in, which isn't honestly, I mean, I don't really know if it matters that much because we're probably not gonna be attacking anyway. Oh, I picked the wrong deck.
No, Ben, no.
Let's try this again. Going into game number 1, we're going to go Tails again. Tails never fails. See? I told you, Tails never fails. We're going to go first. I think we want to go first. It gives us a chance to evolve first. We got the Mysterious Tail Mew, so that's kind of cool. So we'll start with that, and we might as well bench this Dialga. We're gonna do it anyway. We'll go ahead and get an energy on there. I should have Trekking Shoes first, but it's okay. We'll go ahead and get another Mew. Trekking Shoes and see what we can find. It's a Battle VIP Pass. Yeah, we do want that. So we'll go ahead and VIP Pass for a Greninja, and I don't think we need. We'll go. See, this is where I'm not sure what to do. Well, I guess we'll go another Mew. And let's go ahead and Mysterious Tail. We don't. Do we want another VIP Pass, or do we want a Quick Ball? I don't think there's really anything I would like to discard from here. But maybe we can get the Ultra Ball for next turn. And we'll end it there. We'll keep the Ultra Ball. We can always go into the VStar. And then we'll see what our top deck is. Oh, no, it's not. It would be... Alright, we might be playing Turbo Palkia based at least on the coin and deck box here. Which, if that's the... I mean, I should have realized that immediately. As soon as you see this Mew, you're playing one of 3 decks. I guess you could be playing Turbo Dark, you could be playing Turbo Palkia, you could be playing Turbo Dialga. That doesn't really tell us anything. I mean, the coin and deck box, people like to match, but sometimes people just use what they like. It doesn't necessarily... Okay, never mind, it's Palkia. So, we're actually already in quite a bit of trouble, having benched a bunch of stuff here. And we don't have much to show for it. We don't have an energy that we could discard with Radiant Greninja here. We don't have really anything. They're going to give us the Diancie. Now, that's something we do not have, which I actually kind of like, is Diancie. It's just going to protect our Dialga from getting bossed up while we're trying to power it up. But they have it. We don't. They got the Starmie. They're going to be looking to bench a bunch of stuff, which is kind of good for us because then we can discard our top deck and this Dialga to get a V-Star if we need, and then Avery, which we might want to Avery first before we decide what we want to discard. Also, if we draw into a V-Star, well, then we no longer need to Ultra Ball for it. We have it, and we can pick something else. So they'll go ahead and Dark Asset there. Concealed cards draw some more stuff. My guess... See, that's what I'm saying. We didn't draw into any of this. I mean, we had the Trekking Shoes, but, like, we didn't draw into the Scoop Up Nets. I'm surprised they used... Oh, okay, they have another Scoop Up Net. They want to just continue to reuse this Radiant Greninja ability because it's once per turn. Not, it's once during your turn, not once per turn. Or you can't use this ability more than once per turn, something like that. Oh boy. Alright. We'll Crobat here. Draw a bunch of cards. We got an energy. Let's discard it. Draw a few more. Before we do that, let's see what we got in the prizes. We got a Pyukumuku, okay. We got a Metal Saucer, Trekking Shoes, so like, it's fine. We'll pitch a Pyukumuku, draw an extra card. I want to do this before I start using resources. Because there's no limit to my hand size, I don't really care. Force them to get rid of some stuff. It's probably going to be the Crobat and the Diancie. Yeah. And, we already used our Greninja ability. So let's use Mysterious Tail. We got a Metal Saucer. That's kind of nice. Metal Saucer's good. So we'll use the saucer. We'll get it over there. Let's scoop up net the Mew here. We'll put another one into the active. We can go ahead and bench this. Mysterious Tail. Scoop Up Net. Yeah, we'll Scoop Up Net again. Because now we can Scoop Up Net to draw. We can take up this Radiant Greninja. We'll discard, draw a couple more. Another Metal Saucer. And now let's Ultra Ball. We'll get the V-Star just to make it a little bit harder for our opponent to take the one-shot here. And I guess that's it. I guess that's it. I was kind of hoping we'd be able to find another Metal Energy and another Metal Saucer, Scoop Up Net, something like that, but we don't. So they're going to hit for 160, 182, 220, 240, 260. They can hit for 290 if they bench a full, if they have a full bench and a boss. So that's going to be problematic. And if they do, we're in a lot of trouble. That's one of the things here. If you know, something like Palkia can be super problematic. I also shouldn't have benched all this, so that was my mistake. I mean, I kind of needed to bench the Crobat to draw some stuff. I shouldn't have benched the third Mew, because that actually would have saved us. They would have been just a little shy. And then I could have, you know, Star Chronos into this Starmie, take the KO, get a second turn, and then maybe, you know, do something else. I don't know. But definitely my mistake there. So they need the boss. If they have the boss, we're in trouble. Do they have Lumineon? Is that what they're going for? Did they discard a boss just now? No, that would be insane. I think they did? That would be insane. What are they doing? They could have very easily knocked out this this Dialga. And the Mew's here, Palkia is particularly difficult. Oh, they have another boss. Okay, never mind. So I just lose at this point because they take 2 prizes. This Greninja could take 2 more against the Mews because I don't have mana fee, and that's 4 prizes, and I just lose. So too far behind at this point. And that's kind of one of the dangers of Turbo. Let's try one more. I don't know if I'm smart enough to play this, but you know, it's also the kind of deck that you need a lot of practice with, and using this turbo engine, this Mew Trekking Shoes engine, knowing what to scoop up, what to bench. We do want to go first. We'll see what we can pull up. We got another Mew, so that's cool. And now this is the kind of thing, this is not a great hand. We're going to bench the Dialga anyway, so we either want to attach an Energy or Metal Saucer to something. We get the Greninja. That is very nice. So let's go ahead and draw a couple cards. And this is the thing, I don't know if it's correct to draw first or if it's correct to Mysterious Tail first. I do not know which one I should do. We'll go ahead and get the Trekking Shoes. And we'll play the Trekking Shoes. No, I don't think I want it right now. We got a Scoop Up Net. That's really nice. Because I had the Training Court. So I can always get a Metal Energy back if I don't pull into something that I would want to use. That's fine. And I guess that's it for now. We unfortunately don't have a particularly great hand drawing to 3 supporters and a stadium. Not really what you want to see, but it's there nonetheless. There's a good chance that they take the KO on this Mew. But, you know, they don't have a ton of health, these Regis. So hitting them for 120, 160 is usually enough. Unfortunately, this one happens to have 1 30 health. Some of them do have a little bit more, so getting a 4th energy on there is kind of important. So I will probably look to send up this Greninja first and try to find like a Scoop Up Net. We do have a Marnie in hand, which is nice. What have they gotten into the discard? No energies in the discard yet, so they might not be able to take a KO on this Mew. They're missing 2 Regis, and they don't have any energies in the discard, so we might have gotten a little bit lucky. In all fairness, we didn't have a particularly great hand to start with, but attaching to the Regi Steel like that is probably an indication that they're going to go and Regi Gate to find another one. So we can, I'm okay Marnieing, and there's the Regi Gate. Had to discard a card in order to attach the Aurora energy. They find the Regi Drago. So we get a Mew. I'm okay benching the Mew. Before we Marnie, let's see what we can pull up. We get a Scoop Up Net. That's really nice. But do I want the Trekking Shoes first? No, well, we're going to use the Scoop Up. We're going to get the Scoop Up Net. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this Training Court into play. And I'm going to use it. And we will discard it again. Hoping we kind of come into a saucer here. We have an energy. I really need to start attacking. Because they are a single prize deck. So, kind of have to get moving a little. So I think, before I do anything, why don't I Scoop Up Net this here? We'll send up another. We'll use Mysterious Tail. We get a Saucer, so that's really nice. But I don't think I have any more energies in the disc. Oh, I do. Beautiful. Okay. Beautiful. So we'll go ahead and get the Saucer here. So we can Saucer to this benched one. We can attach. And, I don't think... Here's the problem with these kind of decks. I don't have any search. So it's like I either use the Avery or I use the Marnie. Avery hurts them a little bit, but it's so early in the game that they can probably find their Regis. And I'm only discarding 1 instead of 2. But I think we're going to do it anyway. So they have to discard 1. Let's go ahead and Scoop Up Net this. We'll send up you. And we will just Metal Blast. We'll hit for enough to take a KO 160. Enough to take out anything that they put in front of us. Here comes the Reg Ice, which is weak to Metal, by the way. So you really only need 2 on this in order to take a KO. We lose our Training Court. That's kind of okay. We still have plenty of Metal Saucers, and we have enough energies on this thing to kind of do what we want. So, there they go. They got the Regis in play. They discarded a Reg Ice, which is nice for us. And they have a few Regis in the discard, actually. We're going to be able to Star Cronus this next turn. And then I can boss up something, Star Cronus, and then boss up something else again to kind of take them out of the game a little bit. They are going to look to Terra Spark if they can put a little bit of damage onto my benched Pokemon. If they do that twice, they'll take a KO on this Mew at the very least. The other Regigigas is the one that has the targeted 120, so I kind of don't want to leave these things benched if I don't have to, which is why I didn't bench that other Mew. I don't want to, and they just concede. I think we were going to win that no matter what. But yeah, they a little bit of unfortunate draw for our opponent there. Couldn't find those energies, get them in the discard. So there you have it, Turbo Dialga VStar. It's actually not that bad. I kind of do like it a little bit. It does take a bunch of practice to get used to the Turbo and figuring out the proper sequencing for things like, do I Mysterious Tail first? Do I concealed cards first? Do I when do I Scoop Up Net the Greninja versus when do I scoop up net and rotate through my Mews, and how many times can I do that before I burn too many resources? These are things that you really need to play the deck and figure out, watch some videos, and maybe even find some, like, go on Twitter and tweet at Gabriel Tomato and ask him, hey, do you have any advice for this Dialga deck? How, like, you know, can I get some pointers, or, you know, some highlight on how to pilot this deck a little bit better? You know, how do I handle this matchup? If you have more specific questions, I'm sure they're happy to answer, and I'm kind of putting them on the spot a little bit here, but the Pokemon community is usually pretty good like that. So yeah, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, found us a little informative. If you did, subscribe, like, comment, go and share this video with a friend. Maybe check out my Twitter and Discord. All the kind of things are super helpful. And yeah, it's going to do it for us today. Thanks so much, and I will see you next time.